back of the rim. Got it! Oh, the slam! Oh, using Curry way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry!
I obviously chose myself, so I'm thinking a 40, 50 piece.
Oh, wow.
I will be gunning. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be gunning with myself.
You're gonna box him one. Box him one.
Well, I was some type of adventure, man. I flew out to LA. I got to meet Paul George, Breanna Stewart, Alexis Morgan. I even saw Ronnie 2K out in the wild. We didn't speak, but yeah, I did see him. And I have to say it was legitimately one of the best experiences of my life. I thought I was gonna be super nervous. I wasn't. I thought I was gonna fuck it up probably 30 minutes before when we were rehearsing. I didn't fuck it up, hopefully. And if I never do anything in the NBA space again, I'm happy I did that. Although I really haven't gotten to enjoy it since it happened. That night I was just on cloud 9, and then I came home and I've been dealing with the absolute worst situation of my entire life, so that's fun. You have your best day and then you have your worst day. Either way, I've been doing NBA YouTube 6 years now. It's about to get close to 6. It is pretty cool to see the growth going from recording with some shitty headset that made me sound like a Muppet to sitting down with actual NBA players. So if you've been here since then, or you've been here, I don't know, 3 years ago, whenever you came around, you've been supporting, I do appreciate you. Even if you started watching me and you hate me now, because there are a few of them out there. In any case, if you watched me, you helped me get to this type of point. I'm sure there'll be more things like this next year. I've done a lot like this year. I just don't self-promote that much, but it has been great. And I appreciate y'all for it. If you want to see the full thing, it's on the NBA Twitch channel. You can go to twitch.tv/NBA. And if you just want to hear more about the trip, I did talk about it on my podcast at the very end of it. The link to that is in the comment section and description. All right, well, enjoy some PG.
When both of you are playing 2K, are you mostly playing as your teams, or is there somebody else you like to use?
You know what? When I play with my boys, at the random. Like back in the day when I was a Pacer, they would let me pick Indiana because I sucked. I was like a 69 overall. But then, and I used to kill at like a 69.
Right.
But then, as I got better, they're like, nah, you have to random now. Like you can't pick Indiana. You can't pick Oklahoma. Like they wouldn't let me pick anymore.
So wait, if you random and it's like Golden State versus some, the Rockets, or something, that's just what it is?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Oh,
I climb out of that hole.
So off the virtual hardwood, then, for you guys' NBA and WNBA career, what was that moment for you that was like, I'm here now, when you realized that you really made it? Do you guys have a moment like that? And then,
yeah, mine was like my 3rd year in the league when Danny Granger got hurt, and oh my God. You gotta edit that part out. Danny Granger got hurt, and immediately, like, I was the next guy up, and the moment came to me when immediately, like, offense was ran around me, plays was ran around me. That was kind of like when I realized, like, this is my opportunity, this is my moment.
Basically just like the bubble experience, being there for as long as you were, and then like the kind of differences between playing, in a real NBA game with a crowd versus, no crowd at all. Was it easier? Was shooting different for you in the bubble? That type of thing. A lot of people have been curious about that.
For me, it was a little tougher. Just being like, you miss everything that the game stands for, like the hostile crowds, the environment, just feeling like when you're on the road, especially in playoffs, like you feel like you're connected because it's just you guys and that's it. So for me, it was kind of hard to get like motivation, to get that fight or flight spirit. So I kind of struggled a little bit with that. But at the same time, it had its perks as well. Because you didn't have to travel. And then, the courts and stuff was available, like you could work on your game. So it had its perks to it as well.
So speaking of the crowds, for both of you, do you have a favorite place that you like to play when you're on the road? Do you have a favorite arena or a favorite crowd that you're engaging with? What's that city for you two?
For me, I think statistically, Portland is probably the place where I play the best.
Is that Portland?
Portland.
Oh.
I don't know, whatever it is, I've always had pretty good games in Portland.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. But, you know, obviously playing in you know, the iconic places, playing in MSG, playing in, Boston's arena, you know, those are obviously the more fun spots. Before I came here, I was playing in Staples. Like, you know, I always enjoy that, playing in Utah. You know, just the places that, you know, bring that environment.
We are back here with Paul George and Breanna Stewart. This is game 2. I see you've chosen the Clippers and you've chosen the Bucks. So what's the prediction for this game? Because she didn't really get to play a full one last time. You picked up halfway where I was.
I obviously chose myself. So I'm thinking a 40-50 piece.
Oh, wow.
I will be gunning. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to be gunning with myself.
You're gonna box and one. Box and one.
Oh, gosh. All right.
I ain't used to.
Y'all go ahead and get started. Paul said he's not chilling, so he's predicted a 40 or a 50 piece. No questions for you this whole time. I got you. Yeah.
I gotta play defense. That's it.
Because you cannot let him
maybe
get a
a
40
little
piece
bit
after he said he's going to get a 40 piece. You can't let
He
that.
can get 39.
Yeah, 39, but do not let it go to 40 or 50. Now, that's not.
So it's game 2.
Who would be your dream player to play a one-on-one? And I guess I'll go to Paul because Bree said she's trying to get a win right now.
It would be my dream to play against Kobe one-on-one. To have that opportunity to play one-on-one against him.
What would be my dream? I wanna play Dirk one-on-one.
Ooh.
Dirk now? Or if you could, Dirk a few years ago?
So, Paul, you brought up Kobe there. Do you have a favorite memory in your time playing against him? Because you did get to go against him probably in like 13. That was like the last year before he had the injury. But do you have a favorite memory of actually being able to guard him or anything like that?
Yeah, I tell this story a lot. It was my second year, and this was like the first time I played against him. And at the time, Bryant was our assistant. And that whole time leading up until we played him, like I would just lean on B. Shaw with questions and like, what did Kobe do in these situations? Like, how was he? Like, I just had so many questions. And so now I finally got to play him. We were in LA, and you know, I'm like super fan. Like, you know, I didn't want to. It was hard to compete that day, I would say, because I was just in such an awe.
Right.
But I remember he like did a move, he pump faked, he got me in the air and like elbowed me in my ribs. And so at that point I'm like, all right, like it was like snap out of it, like this dude is trying to kill. And so it was funny because that game, up until that point, Brian Shaw's on the bench like talking smack to Kobe. Like, my young guy is gonna do this till you do that.
Oh, yeah.
So after Kobe did that play, he runs down to Brian Shaw, and he's like, yo, check him for feathers. You know, because I'm like jumping in the air, reaching for his shots and jumping for his shot fake. So he runs down, he's like, check him for feathers. And like, I'll always like remember and cherish that moment. And then obviously I got the last win on him in Indiana. That moment sticks out because we had a pretty fun duel back to back, like head up.
Paul, we see you cooking with the Clippers right now. I know you grew up a Clippers fan. So, question from the chat is asking, who was your favorite Clipper growing up?
My favorite Clipper was BD. I used to love BD. A huge fan of BD. So, you know, I would, you know, love watching BD. But I think just that team, when they had Q Rich, you know, LO. Darius Miles, Mario Yaric, Oliver Candy, like just that team. I don't know what it was, the underdog in them. They just played fun. I felt they were energetic, and they just related a lot to how I played the game. I thought they just all tried to play the right way. So it was more so that team, but you know, I had my favorites, and BD was probably my number one.
So because you related to them, is that how you ended up being a Clippers fan over a Lakers fan? You know, they share the court. Obviously, Lakers had a lot more success during that time. But
yeah, I mean, I like the Lakers as well, but more than anything, I was a Kobe's fan, Kobe Bryant fan.
Right.
So that kind of outweighed, you know, everything. But you know, obviously, because of Kobe, I rooted for the Lakers.
And out of my own curiosity, you know, you played all these years. Do you have a favorite 2K? I know a lot of people say 2K11. Do you have a favorite one?
2K17.
Yeah.
So when did you were on the cover athlete?
No, for no reasons, yeah. I just thought it was a good game.
Yeah. I get that. No bias at all. Yeah.
Separation. Ooh.
That was nice.
Ooh.
Defense.
Call a double. Call a double.
Oh.
That your spot?
Here we go.
It's like it's your spot.
Oh, we got
Good foul.
Sorry,
Make
Chris.
that.
We got one from the chat because somebody says they're a huge Steph Curry fan. What is it like playing against Steph? Because for the rest of us watching it, it's like watching an alien, basically. Just, man, from the logo with it, like you said.
Make it interesting. Let me get one. I give you one, you give me one. I'm from the logo with it.
Green is in a torture chamber, and outside it goes Curry. 3!
Yeah, I mean, it is really hard. Oh my God.
Good job.
It is really hard to
got you.
game plan and like guard Steph Curry. I mean, literally the best shooter to ever play. And his range is the second he crosses half court. I mean, he's making it past half court. So you just always have to guard him, like, you know, so your pickup point, it puts stress on your defense because your pickup point is a lot higher, which gives him a lot more space and really gives his team a lot more space to play with. But I mean, it's literally like no one's found the defense for him. It's just a matter of if he's gonna make it or not. And 9 times out of 10, he's gonna make it. So he's one of one. He's one of a kind.
Well, I'm gonna guess you weren't really surprised by Brandon Boston's performance the other night against the Celtics. I know you were out, and he kind of stepped right into that role. I watched the G League a little bit, so I saw him bust 40 like 2 weeks ago. So I'm assuming you've seen stuff in practice that's been kind of like, yeah, this is just who he is, and he just got the opportunity, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what kind of player he is. He's like an explosive player. So I've seen him, you know, get hot in practices. I've seen him shoot the heck out of the ball. So it wasn't no surprise given the opportunity that, you know, he was going to shine. He has it in him, honestly.
Yeah, I guess the surprise more for me is like how he fell to y'all, basically, because y'all are a team that's like, you know, you
It's
were
funny,
contending
before the game, he like called it out.
Yeah.
Before the game yesterday or a couple days ago, he was like, today is one of those days.
How do you know today is one of those days? Like, do you have a premonition as a player?
Yeah, you kind of do. Your body just feels different. You like just feel super warmed up. Like you kind of know when it's your day.
Oh, we got a good one from the chat right here. I'm guessing talking about real life. Saying, which spot on the court is your favorite to score from, for both of you?
Man, I feel like that's giving out some scouting secrets right there.
You could just
Still
watch a
gonna get
game
to the
and
spot
figure it out.
anyway, so
You're going to get double teamed as soon as you hit that left block.
everybody knows that I want to go there, so it's fine.
Well, you're shooting over people this year anyways. It don't matter if they double you or not. You like,
I'm kind of like right elbow.
I didn't realize he has 45 points. You just seen that?
It's
Yeah,
45.
I was trying to keep it on the down.
Really? I thought you were like 18.
Yeah, we did, last time we had checked.
A
he
plus,
said-
A plus, A plus. What about in the game? What's your favorite spot to shoot from?
Right here.
Yeah, it's actually like a little bit over because he gets this green light when he shoots it.
Yeah, he said like 3 or 4 of those this game.
Next time.
Yeah, we got to let her get the 2017 Warriors next time in the historic team to even this out a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay.
I had to respect it. Oh, pull up.
That's for 51.
For 50.
That's the spot.
And he went for 50.
Called it.
Follow through.
Called it.
He said his thumbs were feeling good when he woke up
He
this
didn't
morning,
feel he
so.
had 50.
He knew it was one of those days.
Have a lot of room for growth.
Are you gonna go for 53? Ah! 54?
This spot.
At least you got 50. PG wins. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Twitch stream. And thank you guys so much for joining us out there as well. American Express NBA 2K22 experience, and we're out.